The opinions expressed of this show are for entertainment purposes and should not be misconstrued or interpreted as fact. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Ladies, gentlemen, degenerates, gamblers alike, happy Saturday, and welcome back to another edition of the Tailgate. Right off the top, I'm going to do it for all of us on screen so that they don't have to. Last week was tough, guys, but we're going to eat the crow right here at Pub Sports Radio, okay? We don't bring you any bullshit. It was a bad week, okay? Week 1, tough week. Week 2, we get it back. Week 3, we get more. Week 4, we get more. That's what we do here at Pub Sports Radio. So shout out to you guys in the chat, man. Thank you guys for rolling through that are already in here, man. Steve G, NJ Striker, Woo Rizza, Sweet Lou, my dude. Barry, good to see you back in the chat, Barry. Thank you guys. Share that video. Let everybody know we're live now, getting it out. As you know, this is a best bet driven show, so we go very quickly through these games. And, you know, we don't got time to wait. So we're going to go ahead and get one of these big, massive games up there for today. One of the early ones right here, where we got the battle of the cornfields.
Oh, yeah.
Iowa Hawkeyes traveling to take on number 16 Iowa State, who has already had 2 games under the belt this season. You know, playing that week 0 is you can call it an advantage if you want, but you get, you know, an extra week to prep, an extra week on the field. I have not bet this game, guys, yet. Total sitting at 42.5 is interesting to me. It makes me think over simply because usually, like Gunn said backstage, you're looking at a 35 or 36 or something like that for a total here. I think Rocco Beck at quarterback gives people a little bit more confidence in Iowa State scoring. You know, Iowa's got, you know, some new players in. They're still going to have the same defensive line. But I think Iowa puts up points too. To me, I like the over. I don't like a side in this. I like the over personally. Wine Time, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I've got 2 plays in this ball game, guys. Yeah, you already touched on it, Cab. We're seeing totals up to 43 now in Iowa State.
Wow.
The Battle of the Cornfields, the great state of Iowa right here. It's crazy that such a small state like Iowa can have such a big rivalry.
I made that up, by the way. That's not like a thing.
Well, no, but this state is split 50-50, literally divided between these 2 schools in the state of Iowa. These teams do not like each other. You either go to one or the other, or you're probably a crackhead out there. I'm on the Iowa Hawkeyes +3 -110. You can get a 3.5 pretty much available at most places. Also did something a little different. I took the first half under 20.5, -110, tweeted out earlier this week, gave it on Jimmy's show. I do think that this game is going to go more over in the second half of this game, but I think we're going to see a classic Matt Campbell, Coach Kirk out there playing chess, running the ball, burning this clock up in the first half, trying to test one another to see if one coach is going to go for it on 4th and short, which I honestly doubt. I think we're going to see a lot of field goals in this game early and probably a lot of quick 3 and outs as well. I think these teams are going to get loose early, and in the second half, they're probably going to take off. This game it seems like these teams rotate wins every single year. Such a big rivalry game. I think you're getting 3 points in your back pocket with Iowa, now 3.5. Why not take those points? Coach Kirk, he's going for the all-time wins in the Big Ten history right here against the in-state rivalry. This is the biggest rivalry for Iowa. If he gets the win right here, this is not only he'll be the most winningest coach in Big Ten, but it'll be against Iowa State. Give me Iowa. I think they're going to win outright. Give me the under first half. Guns, take it away, my guy.
Yeah, I think the name of this rivalry should be Cornmageddon. Because Armageddon with Kansas State and Iowa State. Now you have Cornmageddon here. And I think the over has validity on this one. I mean, you have a high total. It's like you got to remember the last 2 years it's been under 40. It's been like 36. And that's what Daby was alluding to on that one. But on the side perspective, you got to look at the road team. Road team's 10-2 straight up in those matchups. And every single time they go into the rivalry goes into their own stadium where Iowa's going to be going. They're going to have revenge in this spot. And I think that they're going to be running the ball heavy with Gronowski, and they're going to run it with the running back because while the numbers are not there yet, because it seems like Iowa State looks like they've figured out how to stop the run. They haven't figured out to stop the run. They gave up 5.4 yards per carry to Iowa last season. And I think there's going to be a lot of running in this game, and I think they're going to take advantage of that. And then with Gronowski, a good quarterback, he's very durable as far as the passing is concerned. He's not a great passer, but he's like Riley Leonard. He loves to run, and he can run the football very efficiently. And I think he over on his rushing yard prop is probably something I would look at as well. But I think Iowa gets it done here. Revenge angle against their opponent who is in week 3, not week 2, where Iowa is well rested, well prepared on this one. I think the jet lag happens in week 3 for Iowa State. So I take Iowa all day long.
The 3-week delay on the jet lag, huh? Hey, I tell you what, man, it's one of those things with, these college teams. One time I was coming back to your first half under. It's like I've seen it all year this year. It seems like that first half is just rough on these early games. And then the second half just picks up and you get, 21 points in the blink of an eye, but the first half just seems to drag on. So I don't hate the first half under there. Moose, did you bet this one?
I did. I am right there with the first half under. The idea of the scripted plays from two coaches that have been around as long as some people are in high school. So I think this is a game where you see in the trenches, you see a lot of third downs that are somewhat manageable, maybe a little far off from the third and short. But the defenses for both of these teams did exceptionally well in third down situations. For Iowa, it was an FCS defense, but they were 2 of 11 stopping third downs. Yeah. Iowa State, their first week, they were 5 of 13 stopping on third downs. But the big one, they were only allowed 1 of 4 conversions on fourth down. And then last week, 5 of 12 on third down. You kind of saw the jet lag. I thought their tackling was a little bit more, it was a little bit off. They only graded in the 30s on their tackling. If you're going to beat Iowa State, you are definitely going to be running at them. But Gronkowski, I'm not exactly sure. And this is one of the Gronkowskis. Like, this is one of them.
Gronowski.
It's Gronkowski.
He is definitely one of the Gronkowskis.
He's not Gronk.
He's definitely one of the Gronkowskis. No, he is 100% one of the Gronkowskis.
Moose is saying that because I was calling him that in the summer. I was calling him Gronkowski.
I always stumble on the word.
You guys can be wrong, but he is a Gronkowski. Okay, so moving along, Gronkowski is going to be one of the main guys running the ball. But the big issue here, Caleb Moulton is out. He hurt himself, and he is going to be out of the game. That is a blow. I mean, I know Winetime and I talked about this, and you are pretty big on Xavier Williams. I am not as big on Xavier Williams. I think it is a fairly large step down from Moulton, who really did kind of look like Caleb Johnson a little bit. But at the end of the day, I think this is the first half that is kind of slug it out, slogged down, kind of in the trenches, get to the red zone, settle for field goals. I will put this stat out here for the under. Since 2004, this game is 17-3 to the under. I'll leave it on that.
Yeah, but it's 42.5.
I know. I'm just that's
your point now, guys. It's 43. Like, that's
to your point.
It's going up.
To your point, if this series is 17-3 on the under, and they have it on the highest total,
it did go over last year. It went 39.
We heard how Iowa was going to be able to, throw the ball this year, and then Gronowski went out there and threw nothing. But what I will say is, and I'll use A&M as an example because I'm very in tune with them. A&M has one of the best backfields in the nation, and they ran the ball 8 times in their first game against UTSA. Why? Because they don't need to practice the run, 1. 2, because they don't want to give away their shit, right? I guarantee you that Iowa was extremely, extremely conservative in their first game. There is no chance that they wanted to give away anything new that they think they have bringing into Iowa State here. So, and I guarantee you Iowa State, I would say kind of done the same thing in the same boat, but you don't get that luxury when you open up against somebody like Kansas State in a high pressure game like that. You got to go, balls to the wall, full out. So, there we go. We got first half unders. We got wine time on Iowa. Guns, you were on Iowa too, right?
Iowa.
Iowa in the over.
Okay, so we got a little bit of competition on the total.
I agree on the full game though. I think the whole game's going to go over.
Full game. No, I'm not going to mess with wine time's first half. You could see these guys. I call it the sniffing butt stage. Like 2 dogs sniffing each other's asses, and then they adjust, and then the second half is just kind of wide open. They score.
The sniffing butt. Got you, man. Hey, shout out to Steve G. Zoe rolling in there, man. 2 cents, my guy. Part of the Locker Room podcast there. Those guys will be live here in just like 40 minutes for the UFC right here on Public Radio. So make sure you're tuned into those guys. They will be breaking down the fights live, making live bets on the fight, and have pre-game or pre-fight bets as well. So go get paid with those guys. Talk sports with TJ. Great capper right there, man. Good to see you. Clark's Edge, everybody. Guys, you know how we do. Best bets here. You've already heard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 bets from.
Oh, yeah, we're locked in early and often, guys.
Yeah, just one play. We got so many games to talk about. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. So we got to keep it rolling here. We are going to big screen our guy Kong. And listen, I said it off the top. We ate the crow. But if you had a word to say to Kong about last week, you damn sure better had a word to say to Kong after week 0 when he went 6-0 and hit his parlay as well, right? And that's exactly what he's going to do today. He's going to come back and get that money. So let me get that intro, and let's bring up our guy Kongs. He's going to bring you his best bets, and then we'll get back into these right here. Intro. Let's go, baby. Kong's clips. Kong, what up, baby? I'm going to get you up on that
Yo.
Let's go, Kong.
Top of the morning to you.
Ready to get paid, Kong, and I know you were in the same boat. And sorry, guys, I'm a little slow at the producing, but I'm getting better. Let's go, Kong. Light them up, baby.
Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Tailgate. You guy, Kong's Clips here. Got leveled through the hoop last night. That's what I needed to see. Was not confident this week coming into Wednesday-ish. Finally shook last week off. And we getting back at it today, baby. We're going to make some fucking money today. And that's where I'm at, bro. Best bets. Let's get straight into it. Make sure you have your pen and paper ready because best bets are going to be flying off the board here real quick. First best bet, Virginia +3. Virginia +3.5 is what I got. I think Virginia wins outright. Chandler Morris come in, looked great in the offense last week. They go into NC State, and I think they run them off the field. I do think it is an outright spot for Virginia. Give me Virginia +3.5, -120. Ole Miss at Kentucky. First half under 25.5. Great series history here. Both teams have great defenses. This is an SEC game. 25.5, I think, is a little big of a number for these two teams. Kentucky's going to want to run the ball like they do against Ole Miss. They're going to want to slow the game down to try to keep up. And I think it goes under 25.5. So give me that first half number at -128. Ole Miss, first half, laying the 6.5 here, -106. Kentucky kept Ole Miss out of the college football playoff last season. I believe Lane Kiffin is on their ass this week and letting them know, look, you go into Kentucky, you lose at Kentucky, chances are we're going to miss the playoff again. That's how I would spin it anyway. So look for Ole Miss to come out hot here. Look for them to go out and lay it all on the line in the first half and cover this number. I don't see Kentucky being able to put up many points on Ole Miss, hence the first half under play I gave you just a second ago. But I think Ole Miss can score in the first half, and I think they do. And I think they get back on track playing Kentucky this week. Ole Miss first half -6.5, -106. USC playing Georgia Southern. If anybody had a chance to watch Jaden Mayava and the Trojans play last week, they looked like the old USC. And they come out and they put up points in bunches. They got a dynamic running back. Pretty sure he's a true freshman. Looked really good. Defense looked better. You could say the quality of opponent and whatnot. But when you're watching a game and you see a team clicking on all cylinders, that's what I'm looking for when I lay these kinds of numbers. And it's Georgia Southern. So I'm laying the 27.5 with USC. Got it under the key number. Laying a little bit of juice with that. Minus 146. But I'm playing it to win a unit. That's where I'm at there. Oklahoma. I'm going to give you a stat here. Sent it to Cab yesterday. When Brent Venables calls a defense, when he's calling the team's defense, playing against a freshman quarterback, his teams are 21-5 outright in those games. Give me Oklahoma money line, and to get the juice down on that, I am going to take the under 50.5 points. Listen, guys, I like the regular under. It's Michigan and it's Oklahoma, two great defenses. To get some plus money here, I'm taking the Oklahoma money line and the under 50.5 at plus 103. Great straight play. I think Oklahoma gets it done today, guys. Bryce Underwood on the road, freshman quarterback, going into Oklahoma. That's a tough spot for anybody, especially a freshman. Plus 103, Oklahoma money line, and the under 50.5 alternate total. Kansas, Missouri. Kansas and Missouri, two great offenses from what we've seen last week. I don't see how this game don't fly over the total. 50.5 is the total. Minus 110. This game goes over, guys. On to the plus money prop of the week. I'm bringing you two plus money props this week. One of these props we hit last week was one of the only plays we hit last week. So we're going back to the well, and we're getting plus money on it. Nick Singleton, 2+ touchdowns, plus 120. I don't see how this number is plus money. I don't get it. Singleton, 2+ touchdowns, plus 120. Go get some money with it. Another touchdown prop here. John Mateer. John Mateer last week stayed in the pocket, threw the ball around, and I think he saved his legs for this week. You're getting a great number on a John Mateer touchdown. We know he's going to pull the ball down and run today against this Michigan defense, who is better in the secondary. Tie those two together if you want. Go get some money. 2-unit parlay. We're going to get some money this week, guys. Virginia plus 3.5. Ole Miss, Kentucky, first half under 25.5. USC minus 27.5. Plus 422. That's the 2-unit parlay of the week. We do hit that this week. Love you guys. I hope everybody wins some money today and has a better weekend. Appreciate you for having me. Love you, Kong, and I'm out.
Let's go. Let's fucking go, baby. Shout out to our guy Kong right there. Coming in, showing everybody how it's done. Straight to the point, straight to the bets, man.
Is he in college?
Huh?
Is he a college kid?
No.
Oh, he looked like he was in a dorm.
Belichick.
Did
What are
you
we
see
doing
that?
here?
Did you see his background? It looked like a fucking dorm.
Oh, well, I mean, did you see his kids in the background?
No,
Gun?
I was trying to figure it out in my head. I was like, is he in a
I
college
think he's got.
dorm?
I think he has kids that are like in middle school, high school. Shout out to Kongs, man. Love sharing the screen with that guy and hearing his takes on college football. That guy's gonna have a heater this week, guys. Let's get into this.
I didn't disagree with any one of his plays, by the way. Like all of them, I'm just going, yep.
You know, I always tell people I'm very selective with the people that I've picked to come on this show, to go on Medicate Monday. You know, yeah, Kong's gonna win. I promise you guys that. No matter what happens this week and what happened last week, I know long term that he's gonna win. That's why he's here. I'm trying to bring you guys, you know, the best of the best. That's what we're doing. Speaking of the best, we got 140 people plus right now rocking with us in the chat. You guys are the best of the best. The Pub Sports Radio chat out there. We love you guys, man. Thank you for rocking with us. Share that video, hit the like, and let's keep rolling right here as we got the number 11 Illinois Fighting Illini. I don't know why I lined myself up to say that.
Tell you guys, great job. For a second, you didn't know what you were going to say.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Taking on the Duke Blue Devils here. Look, right off the top, I said number 11 taking on Duke, and you're looking at a 2.5. Come on. I mean, guys. I mean, this spread right here told me all I needed to know, and that was after last week's disaster. I'm not betting this football game. Shout out to you guys if y'all are, and I'm really excited to hear about what you guys are betting on it. I do have action today. I've got 3 bets that I like a lot, and I don't feel like forcing anything else. So I will not be betting this game, even though my stomach and brain tell me you don't fade Vegas. And it's putting a 2.5 in front of Illinois tells me that they want you to bet Illinois. That's what it tells me here. So I want to know what you guys think about this one. How about you take it first, Guns?
Yeah, this is a Duke spot all day long. Duke just performs well in the dog role, and even Manny Diaz. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It could be Cutcliffe. It could be drawing a blank on coach for Texas A&M right now. I did this.
Mike Elko.
Yeah, Mike Elko. And then the same with Diaz. Diaz was 3-0 ATS and straight up as a dog at home last season. 12-2 ATS run as a dog of 3 points or less. And they're also 9-1 ATS last 10 as a home dog too. This team absolutely just plays great at home. And I even though the teams had warm-up games, Illinois it has been a covering team, but that line is short for a reason. It's telling you everything you know. You have a ranked opponent coming in. Duke is going to be absolutely hyped for this one. I just think Illinois going on the road against a non-conference opponent, this game isn't going to mean as much. And if you go into the history of the road openers, they're 1-5 ATS last 6. Illinois is, even though they were 9-3-1 ATS overall last season. So be careful if you're betting Illinois in this one. I think it's a Duke spot all day long. You might as well take Duke on the points. Do a little sprinky dink on the money line as well.
Yep. I'm right there with you, Guns. I'm joining you. I'm originally, I haven't tweeted this out yet, guys. I was talking about it with Moose the other day. I was like, I found the play in this game, and that's the under 24 minus 120 in the first half. I think this is going to be another game that we see 2 defenses coming out. And we're going to see 2 teams that are going to want to run the ball immediately. Manny Diaz, we know what he likes to do. He runs a really good defense. We've seen him do it for years. It's always his head coaching stints, especially at Miami, just didn't live up to expectations, but he comes into Duke, a program that was hungry to win, that's actually looking to spend money now, coming off a very impressive year in Durham, North Carolina, going 9-3, grabbed quarterback Darian Mensah, coming off a very impressive season at Tulane. They paid a lot of money for this guy to come over. They grabbed Cooper Bargett from Harvard, also played at Modern Day High School. This guy came in. He could have gone anywhere he wanted after high school, but he ended up going to an Ivy League school, get a good education. Then he comes to another school with another good education right here. I like that they bring back Waquez Moore and Peyton Jones as 1-2 punch in the backfield. I like everything Duke's doing. And I think, guys, you're looking at this coming into this game. Illinois is ranked 11. This team has Big Ten title aspirations, playoff aspirations, all that stuff going into the season. This team has so much camaraderie going into this season. When I capped this team, I was like, this is not like the most experienced team in all of college football. They've got 5th, 6th year guys all around this program. But yet the line continues to drop. We saw 3s all week. Now we're seeing 2.5s. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to move on Duke first half. I was going to do it in full game. I'm going to do them first half +1. This full game is almost 3, but yeah, this first half is 1. I think Duke's going to be winning.
What up, Cab?
And we will see that. What?
That way to take that plus points in the first half. Boy, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't do it often, Cap, but this is the spot where I think we can get some good value on the first half. I might look to take Illinois full game too. I won't give that out to you guys quite yet. I know someone else is going to give that out to you guys, and I do endorse. I just think this first half, I think it's going to be very close. I think it's going to be like a 10-10 ball game going into half. If anything, I think Illinois is going to be up maybe 10-7. You could probably even look at an Illinois team total under in the first half. I think it's at 13 right now. I think that's easy money, honestly, under Illinois first half as well, team total. But I'm going to stick to the first half under 24, minus 120. Paid a little bit of juice, but they gave me that number. I didn't buy up or anything like that. They gave me that number, so I'm going to take it rather than a 23.5 at my other book. Give me Duke +1, minus 110 in the first half as well. Let them know, Moose. What are you on in this one?
Right now, I got nothing. I mean, the index is split on this game. A couple of them basically have Duke as a moneyline pick'em, and the other two have Illinois as a huge favorite. When I'm referencing the index, I'm talking about Sagarin, I'm talking about Moore, I'm talking about Massey, and I'm talking about Phil Steele. So I'm building a number off of those four sharps to kind of give me an indication of where the line could be, where it should be, and maybe where line movement is going. And this game, I had no idea where to go because I think Illinois is clearly the better team. But you look at Duke at home against top 25 opponents. Last year, SMU went into Duke as an 11-point favorite, and they won by 1 point. So it is very difficult to win at Duke. Duke in non-conference, 11-7 ATS. Duke against top 25 teams has done very well ATS. They may not win the game, but they very well could keep it within a field goal, which is why I think the line is here because a lot of bettors are aware of Duke at home, Duke versus top 25 teams at home, and they have set the line accordingly. But does that mean this is a year for a correction where Illinois, who is a better team, can go in there and steal the victory? I am still not convinced on Duke. I want to give Illinois their due credit. It is a team I have as a potential playoff and a potential conference champion. I am not ready to write this up as a 3-point close game because I think Duke could blow it out and I think Illinois could blow it out, which leads me off of pretty much everything here.
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping you would say Duke because I haven't heard anything but Duke, and this is one of those situations where I thought I'd only hear Illinois. Now, I'm not talking about you two on screen. I mean, y'all are in that obviously, but I'm talking about you guys in the chat, man. I'm looking through this chat right here and I'm reading it, and I'm just seeing Duke, 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 Duke. Good news is, though, you guys in the chat are not the public. You guys in the chat are what I would consider the sharper cappers anyways. And a lot of the times when all of us are on something, the public is still completely on the other side. So I'm not on this game. I'd love to know what our guy Saturated thinks. We got our Illinois guy Saturated. I haven't seen him in the chat yet, but if you're in the chat, Saturated, honest opinion. Don't just say Illinois just because. Let us know what you think. Are they going to take it today? But I'll keep it moving here. Shout out to Super True Story. Everybody in the chat, man. I'm going to keep putting the games that, I like the most up that I think people have bets on. And then I'll let you guys tell us which ones you want to see. And we got more best bets. Our guy Gorki's going to be coming through. I'll hit Stacks here in a little bit up the top. He's at his nephew's football game, so he couldn't make it. One last thing. I dropped the link for the Moose Drive. I'm going to do it again right now. I'm going to keep dropping it today, okay? Post right there. And that is I put the message I said too, but if you click that link right there,
it's going to take you. You don't want to go to that site. Don't go to that site. Don't go to that site.
No. Don't say that. People are going to click it. I wouldn't. That's the Moose Dive right there. You guys want to get access to it? It's free. All you got to do is click it. You're not going to get hundreds of pages of free information and capping anywhere else. And right here at Pub Sports Radio, thanks to our guy Moose, you get that. So click that link and go check it out. And let's keep it moving. Another game here. I'm not going off time, guys. I'm kind of just clicking the games that I like here. I didn't bet this one. And I know my guy Wine Time is on Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Enter Sandman. I get it. You're going to have the stadium rocking. Virginia Tech is an outstanding place to play college football. But here is my issue with Virginia Tech. They make me think too much of my Texas Aggies. And what I mean when I say that is you've got the fan base, okay? You've got the funding. You've got the boosters. You've got the environment. You've got everything in the fucking world, and you lay eggs year after year after year. Virginia Tech drives me crazy for that reason. I got my first fucking win of the season taking South Carolina. That's how tough the first start of the season was for me. And my take on that was I think Virginia Tech could be a 3-10 team this year. I genuinely do. That win total was sitting at 6.5. And the opposite side of 6.5 is about 3-10 in my opinion, or 4-9 on the season for this Virginia Tech team. And I really could see it happening. I wanted to take Diego Pavia. I wanted to back Vanderbilt here. I did not do it. I know Vanderbilt beat Virginia Tech last year in a very close game. And so after seeing Virginia Tech, kind of suck and lay that egg, first game, and then seeing this line still where it's at, I kind of thought it would be even or Vanderbilt slightly favored. They're not. Wine Time, tell me why Virginia Tech is a side.
I mean, I'll tell you why. I mean, should they have not have covered against South Carolina? Maybe have won outright. They were in the game up until the last couple.
Bro, and Dutch. Okay, see, this is why I love this.
No. Let me
Dutch
continue.
tried to say Sellers didn't look that good. I said, what the fuck football game were you watching?
It's not that. It's the whole. I mean, they couldn't really move the ball down. I mean, they had a punt return, the magical. That doesn't happen. That's a 1 out of 100 type of punt right there, where everyone is going to the left side and curling in, and he just goes to one side and there's no one there. Nick Harbor's 65-yard touchdown bomb probably shouldn't have happened either. That's a very rare shot right there. I think Virginia Tech could have absolutely have won that game outright. They should have covered, absolutely. If you looked at their defensive front, they were causing some havoc over there for Sellers. Defensive tackles over there, I like those two guys over there. Kyron Jones, he was on the road in South Carolina, very hostile environment. I mean, people are saying South Carolina is a playoff team. They were there throughout until the last, 5 minutes of the ball game. It's an easy cover for them. They covered in the first half. Yeah, that Harbor touchdown got overturned. That was a touchdown, guys. By the way, that was a touchdown. Nick Harbor should have had 2 touchdowns. Still got overturned. With that being said here, this is going to be a very hostile environment in Blacksburg, Virginia, a place where I think I would love to go watch a game with all 3 of these guys on screen. I think this is something that we'd probably have to do one day. I got to get down there. My uncle went to Virginia Tech. Growing up, would always send me Virginia Tech gear. Just a program that I've kind of held dear to my heart, but that's not why I'm on them in this spot. I think being in Blacksburg, Enter Sandman's going to be coming out. It's going to be a night game. This place is going to be jam-packed. I think Drones is going to have a big-time game here today. He's going to have to step up. We wanted to see him make some adjustments this last offseason, especially throwing the ball downfield. We didn't see it too much against South Carolina. It's a good defense. I think Vanderbilt's a step down. I say Vanderbilt maybe wins 5 or 6 games this year. I mean, they beat Alabama last year, and they somehow beat Virginia Tech on that opener. And what did they win, 7 games? I mean, this team's not that good. Diego Pavia, I know Moose doesn't really agree with me, but I think he's kind of overrated a bit. I mean, this guy's 26 years old out there playing football with a bunch of 19-year-olds. So he better be good. They should beat Virginia Tech. They're way more talented than Virginia Tech. But yeah, Virginia Tech is the favorite here at home, coming off a loss where I think they knew that they could have had a couple of those receivers dropped a lot of missed balls on that last drive of the game as well. That could have resulted in a cover for Virginia Tech right in the receiver's chest. I mean, no excuse for that because they can do the same shit. But I just think this is a big game for Virginia Tech for their program. They need this win. If they don't get this win, you might be right, Cap. This is a 3-win ball team. I don't know. I mean, they got to get this win here. But at the same time, it is out of conference. All you have to do nowadays is get to your conference championship and win that, and you have a one-way ticket to the playoffs. Not saying Virginia Tech's going to get there. I do not think they're going to be in the ACC title game, but they have still a lot ahead of them. They've got a talented team. I'm going to take Virginia Tech on the money line, -110. I can't find that number anywhere. I got it Wednesday. I think you could find -120, -125 at different places. I just think it's a must-win game for VTech, revenge game from last year too. Won't take too much time, guys, because I'll get too passionate about this Virginia Tech team. Young Guns, take it away. I don't know why I said Young Guns.
I so wish.
Why'd you have to correct it? You could have just let it be.
Young Gun, baby. Young Guns. Let's go, Young Guns. Here we go, buddy.
Ah, shit. Well, it's gone now.
Say your prayers. It's the one. Don't forget, my son, to include everyone. That's all I'm going to say about that. But here's the problem. I want to take Virginia Tech. There's a revenge angle in this one. They were a double-digit favorite on the road last year against Vanderbilt, and nobody knew this Vanderbilt team was going to come. I love what Clark Lee has done with this program. He brings in Diego Pavia, who's an absolute winner. I always thought he was a fat drunk, but, you know, you watch the SEC documentary, and this guy was in the gym at like 3 a.m. just lifting and getting himself in shape. So he's a worker. He's a short guy. He's not like the prototypical quarterback. But Virginia Tech, you can take what you want from them. They did lose to South Carolina last week, but I think the defense did an exceptional job. I think they got beat by a couple of the big plays that kind of killed the spread on that one. And I just think this Virginia Tech team coming home in a revenge angle, I want to take it all day long. This is the stuff that I cap all the time. However, why is the line so short? They were a double-digit favorite last year on the road. Now they're a short favorite at home. Ooh, something's fishy. I lean towards Virginia Tech. But I'm not high on Vanderbilt either. Wine time. I actually said it on the SEC preview show that I did on Why Lose. Vanderbilt, there's so many teams that want to have a piece of their ass. I think they're going to have their comeuppance this year. I don't think that team is as good as they are. They still have Pavia, of course, but I think they lost a lot of the parts and pieces that has disassembled this team. And of course, you know how college teams work with preparation. They use this as motivational factors. You saw what happened to them last year. They came in and they beat your ass. and you have to do the same thing. So I'm not going to take Vanderbilt. I'm not going to take Virginia Tech. I'm just going to pass on this game.
I tell you what, I wanted Vanderbilt, and I'm gun shy right now after last week. I took such a fucking ass beating last week that I'm not.
It feels like a Vanderbilt line, which I don't understand, and I hate it.
Well, at the same time, though, Guns, I mean, last year going into this game, no one knew who Diego Pavia was. And I think Kyron Jones had such high
maybe an overreaction in the market.
But I do agree, though, this is a huge difference in a line, and they're playing in Blacksburg. So, I mean, I didn't even really think about that. The only thing I could really say is probably because Diego didn't have the hype last year, and then he got the hype after.
A lot of hype early on in the season last year. A lot of guys like having Kyron Jones in there. A lot. The defense looked good. The offense looked crisp. I actually think Virginia Tech looks better this year. I was high on them. I took their over on their wins, and Virginia Tech continues to screw me. Nebraska screws me on over wins a lot. So I look at this and like, this is perfect. And then all of a sudden it's like, there's certain teams, they just have a bad juju. I don't know why it is.
Moose, Vanderbilt, right?
Yeah, I can only be on Vanderbilt. I mean, first off, Diego Pavia took a New Mexico State team into Auburn and won, and then transfers into the SEC. There was definitely some hype around him. And the thing that I look at here is Virginia Tech's O-line, which last year really struggled run blocking. And so they brought in the O-line coach from West Virginia, Matt Moore, who's been an amazing line coach. I mean, the West Virginia offensive lines have traditionally been some of the stronger and better O-lines, especially with run blocking. Those were run-first teams. And so he comes over here with a less experienced team. There was some talent. They did feel like there was an upgrade in the offseason. But the first game, they graded horrifically. In run blocking, they graded a 53.6 out of 100. And in pass blocking, they graded a 39.1. And you could say, like, hey, that's South Carolina. That's a legit SEC front. And that's not going to be the same as what Vanderbilt's bringing at them. But hold your horses 1 second, because 3 of the 4 starters from last year returned. And last year only allowed an average of 141 yards, which was a 30-yard improvement from the year before. They also bring back Zaylen Wood, who got hurt early on in the season last year. Now he's coming back. Look, I get it. There's no top 50 guys that they brought in, but they brought in a ton of P4 transfers. And then in the first game, they allowed 27 rushes for 47 yards and graded an 83.9. Then you look at their linebacking group, 4 of the 5 top linebackers from last year all returned. Expected to have tremendous development in the offseason because you've seen everybody else in that defense from last year develop. So, like, maybe elite. I mean, probably not. No, probably not to the SEC elite level, but they're very good. Like, this is not a huge step down. But if you're going to say, okay, then you get to take Vanderbilt on a short line in Virginia Tech on a Saturday night. No, I don't want that. The index does like Vanderbilt, but I cannot put them into Virginia Tech on a Saturday night with basically the fan base kind of saying, like, this is make or break time, because there's a lot of the fan base that is very concerned about the season. So I'm going to stay off of this one, but it'd be Vanderbilt or nothing.
I live in the DMV area, and Virginia Tech fans are psychos. They're psychos. They're delusional psychos. I'm sorry. They are, but they're I love the passionate. I mean, they're passionate. They want their team to be good, and they expect their team to be good. I don't think they like Brent Pry a lot, though.
Yeah, so, Blacksburg, I'm sure that's kind of a shout out to my guy in the building as well. He's from Blacksburg.
Great campus, though. The Hokie Stone is very historic. I love it.
I've heard nothing but good things about Blacksburg. But I hear what you're saying about that, guys, but I want to give a quick shout out to our guy, Skunt Blaster from the state of Iowa. He said he's on Iowa State. And he also gifted 5 Pub Sports Radio memberships. Appreciate you, Skunt Blaster, my guy. It helps the channel out a ton. We appreciate you over here. And you know that's just an excuse for me to take a shot while we talk about college football. Cab, take it away, but cheers to my guy. You're muted, my friend.
Oh, shocking.
Muted. I got it. I'm gonna slow it down for a second with you as well, man. You're gonna drop 5 memberships, man. I gotta say thank you. Take a dab with you. We'll get back to the fast pace. 1 second.
Let's go. Shout out to Scum Blaster, always showing love to the fellows over here at Pub Sports.
That was a good dab. Shout out to everybody out there in the chat, man, and all the members. We say this, but it means the world when you support our channel. We don't sell you guys picks. We don't sell you anything.
I do.
But not here. You don't. You come here and you give information.
No, I like. Yeah, I like. Yeah. I'm not a like. I have my VIPs. You can go check that out. 2 months for $100. But I mean, listen. We're gonna be talking about games that I'm always in the weeds. I get the nitty of the gritty. I go into the G5. Those are what my premium plays are. But like all these big games and stuff like that, not afraid to talk about. So let's go.
I mean, if anyone knows guns, you guys know this guy's a winner, especially in the college sports. This guy in the last couple of years. I mean, I got my dick kicked in last week. I know, but I mean, on a consistent basis, you're one of the most consistent college cappers out there, in my opinion, at least. I mean, from what I've seen out there, I feel like you always know what you're talking about. You always have good analysis and good information. So shout out to you, my guy. Let's move on to this next game because I know this is a game that Moose wants to talk about. When he's heard Kongs talking about it, Moose got excited because he wants to talk Virginia. If I had $1 for every time he said something about Morris in this game, I'd probably be rich right here at this point. So shout out to my guy Moose. Let us know because Moose has all the details in this game. Take it away, Moose.
Yeah, he's been Moose bang for it.
Too. I've wanted this game for the entire week because when I watched the game on Saturday and I saw Chandler Morris. I mean, look, let me start off with Chandler Morris got away with some passes. Like there were some throws that he made that you're just like, oh, I don't know if they should be throwing that. But there were also some passes you're like, wow, that dude is a legit quarterback. But third quarter, he goes down to trying to score, lowers his shoulder, goes down and does not return to the game. And then you hear after the game a very cryptic kind of like, yeah, he's going to be day to day. It looks like it's in the shoulder. Could it be a possible AC sprain? And if anybody has heard that phrase before, AC sprain, and they have seen their quarterback all of a sudden start to struggle, that was a concern. But you got around Tuesday, Wednesday, you heard all the reports coming out that he was fully cleared, medically cleared to play, and you found out that the AC sprain was on his non-throwing shoulder. It's not as important as your throwing shoulder. You're still getting that arm up, like you're still having to go into scap load to be able to throw the ball. But the fact that it's on his front shoulder, his non-throwing shoulder versus his throwing shoulder is a huge thing. And when that news came out that Morris was looking healthy and he was looking good, that number went from 3 all the way down to a 2. It has crawled back up a little bit, but it has not really gone back to the 3. Virginia is a significantly better team this year. And the issue that I have in this bet is Tony Elliott on the road has been pretty poor. He is 5-10 on the road, and he has not done a great job ATS, but he has had some bad Virginia teams. This is by far the best Virginia team he has had. You look at the defensive line has been completely rebuilt, and they played very well. They only gave up 91 yards on 30 rushes, graded an 85 on PFF. The pass rush was decent, not overly impressive. The secondary, though, was borderline elite. They only allowed 163 yards on 37 pass attempts, 1 interception, and an 89.9 grade. The defense overall was really good, grading an 85. North Carolina State, I mean, they kind of had some struggles towards the end of that game against ECU. And one of the areas they started to struggle with was in pass coverage. Yes, NC State is supposed to have a pretty solid defense, but I attacked them in week 1 with East Carolina in the team total. So why would I not go back following my own logic to Virginia, who is a much better offense and has a more stabilized defense that I feel like I can trust in this matchup right here? So give me the road dog. I'll take Virginia here. I have them in a pretty big way. I have the +3, and I also have 2 big money line bets on them. So Virginia all day, every way.
Virginia. I like it, Moose. I'm going to follow you, my man. I've been hearing about this game a lot this week. I'm going to see what the best number available. I agree. I think Virginia is the better team, and I think this is one of the better teams that Elliott has had. And I'm going to be there right with you. What time is this game at, Moose, over here on the West Coast?
Shit, I don't have that time. I mean, I got everything else, but I don't have the start of the game time.
No, you're good. I'm going to move on there with you. I just want to see if I can find a +3 here.
Moose doesn't watch the Moose goes dark for everybody that does. He's like the only other person that I know that's still alive that does shit like this is my father, but my father doesn't know how to use technology, so like it makes sense for him. Moose, when the show ends, for anybody that knows or doesn't know, turns his phone off. You can't text him. He doesn't get group chat. He completely disconnects from everything and then watches the games one by one instead of watching multiple games at the same time.
No, he puts them all on one TV.
He goes one by one with the recording, and he makes sure that he doesn't get it spoiled on what happened before he until he
game like that too.
Oh man, that makes me feel really good. Then, my goodness.
Yeah, like you're a film. Like I always talk about like celebrities. Like, is there a celebrity that you would ever meet that you'd feel like, oh my god, and you get all nervous? I was like, there's not a single one. I could meet Brad Pitt right now and just say, "What's up, my man?" Is like, but if I met Phil, I'd fucking gawk. Like,
yeah, right. You start like, you start stumbling. Like,
I'd be like a Taylor Swift fan meeting Taylor Swift. I'd fucking lose my shit.
Yeah, that awkward. Do I go for a handshake or do I not go for a handshake? And then you end up going to go for the hug, and it's just like, whoa, well, too much too soon.
Good game. I'll just leave it at that. Anybody else have action on this one before I move it?
No.
Virginia's going to be my team throughout the season. I'm just not like I took them last week. I'm not. I hate taking the same team over and over again in cases because I feel like I'm just going to give them bad luck. But I think Virginia's going to be a bye team over the season. We're going to find spots, but this one to me is not that. But like I lean Virginia, but I'm not going to take it.
Hey, shout out to our guy Leonard Porsche in the chat, man. You got brought up the other day, Leonard, because oh shit, I hope I say the date right. We'll be in Louisiana. I think September 18th is the date that we're going to be down there. We're going to be.
Yeah, what's up with that, Cab?
I mean, that's like, like a couple hours down the road from me. So that's not a big, that's no big trip for me. And Slaughter was like, hey, would you want to go? I'm like, yeah, I'll go right now. You want to go right now? He's like, no, in a few weeks. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm in. So September 18th, we're going to go to the Golden Nugget in Louisiana, Lake Charles. Anybody that can join us. If you got to fly into Dallas or something, let me know, because like I said, it's just a short drive for me. So I'm going to jump, skip, and hop, get up there, make some money. And there's some huge games that weekend. It's Alabama, Georgia weekend. I already looked at all the games, because I'm already thinking about what I'm going to bet on while we're there. So anyways, I digress. We keep it rolling. Oh, one more thing. The Cappers contest, guys, on Pub Sports Radio. Everybody always likes to, beat their chest and talk about how good they are. Well, one way to prove it is to go kick everybody's ass in a Cappers contest that has all the people you see on screen, all the people you see in the chat in the same competition. So go to pubsportsradio.com right now. Sign up for the Cappers contest. Slaughter doesn't make any money on the Cappers contest. As a matter of fact, he loses a little bit of money because we give it all back to the prize pool. Top 10% get paid. So there's a lot of money that goes back to the prize pool. And then there's $1,000 giveaway that we've got. Let me see if I've got the commercial for it here. Let's just run it. It'll do better. Oh, that's not a fucking commercial. I suck. But there you go. Right?
Hit the horn.
Yeah. But you see it right there. I'm going to leave it for just a second longer. They lock every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, so you got to get your picks in before then. Top 10% get paid. All the money goes back into the prize pool. It's a great way to win money and have fun beating some of the people that you see on screen and in the chat. So go join that. But let's keep it rolling here. This next game that I'm going to put up, I'm actually really excited about this game today. Kansas has already played 2 games. They're one of those teams that we've really got to have our eyes on. And my initial thought when I saw this was that I wanted to be on Kansas plus the 5.5. And I still lean Kansas. It's not that I've changed sides or anything going against Missouri, but I'm a little bit worried that there's some recency bias with Kansas. We all saw them shit on Fresno State that first week week 0, because we didn't have anything else to watch. So I feel like, there were a lot of eyes on Kansas. They got a lot of press, so to speak. And I'm worried that maybe that's going to influence what people are thinking in this game for, a Missouri team that hasn't had that press yet. One thing that I do know is that whoever wins this football game, in my opinion, is going to be in the 30s, somewhere in the 30s. And I think both teams put up points. So I took the over 49.5 here. I think I actually got over 50.5. I got a worse number. I don't know if it came down. If it did come down, I hate that. I don't like seeing that. But I'm on the over here personally. I think we get points. I think we get points in bunches. Take this one away. Wine time. I know you're on Kansas.
Oh, I shout out to my guy Star Child in the building. I haven't seen that name in the chat.
Hell yeah.
Some time, man. Shout out to Star Child in there. He said I like the under 49.5 of the Missouri game. Shout out to Star Child. Guys, I'm on Kansas. This is my biggest play of the week. I'm on them +7 -120. I bought up a half point. Me and Moose talked about this. Moose actually owes me 3 beers because this line's going to close at the 5.5. He said he texted me yesterday because we were kind of talking back and forth. He was like, "Do we think we're going to get another 7?" I was like, "Nah, we're going to get a 6." And then I agreed with him right when he mentioned 3 beers. I said, you're on. Let's do it. I'll take you up on it. Kansas ends up closing probably at a 5.5 today, guys. This is every indication that Kansas is probably going to win this game outright. I talked about it in the beginning of the season. I think giving
What did y'all bet?
Kansas +7 -120. I think giving Zebrowski.
You and Moose bet each other?
It was a line movement thing. I bet
move.
him that the 7 was going to show up. It was going to come back. He said the 7's not going to show up and come back.
Oh, it ain't coming back. I think it's down to 5 now.
So I think that if that was the bet and you lost, Moose, I don't know what it was, but I bet I bet Wine Time will let you chug it in a boot if you want to go.
No, it's 3 rounds of beers. The next time me and Moose link, I'm gonna go up to the bar. I'm gonna say, give me your 3 best beers.
Yep, the most expensive.
One at a time. No, I'm gonna triple fist it.
It was more for fun, if anything.
Yeah. Do you have anything where you sprinkle gold on it? Because I want that.
No, but I'm on Kansas, guys. I think Zebrowski, the OC, he was the quarterback coach for Jalen Daniels when he was a freshman here. This has got to, I talk about this, is probably the longest tenure of 2 coaches and 1 player on a single team on the same offensive side of the football. They've been here for the last 5 years, guys. Everything's on the line here, I think, for Kansas and Jalen Daniels. I think if Jalen actually wants to make it to the NFL and maybe get drafted, he's going to have a really big season this year. I think bringing in Zebrowski was perfect because he runs exactly what Coach Koldenicki ran a couple years ago, who's now the OC over at Penn State, who's probably going to be a Power 4 coach by next year. No, without a doubt. Maybe he'll even be coach for Penn State, depending on what Penn State does. But this guy knows how to run an offense. He runs play action for Jalen Daniels. That's exactly what you have to do with this guy at quarterback. The offensive line's going to have to protect him. I've already mentioned the Mizzou, their defensive front. I'm really curious to see how Kansas matches up against him. If they're going to flush Jalen out and if he's going to be able to take off and run with it and if he's going to have some open space, we know how good of an athlete he is, but we know what he's going to do. He's going to get the ball at the hands of his playmakers, guys like Henderson. He's got 2 really good running backs over there. This is a run-first offense. They're going to want to run the ball, get the ball in your playmakers. Don't make any mistakes. Kansas wins this game outright. I got them +7 -120, but I think they win this game. I think they shock a lot of people, and they're going to probably be ranked after this week just because of the how good their offense has been flowing. It's a big step up in competition, though, guys. Like Mizzou this is no joke right here. This is an SEC team that's actually probably going to go to a bowl game. I like Mizzou. It's a tough game, but I think when I talked about it with Moose a couple weeks ago, I said, we're getting a 6.5. It's not available, but if this number is available when the week of this game, I'm going to take it. I bought up to the 7 just in case. I think Kansas win this game outright. I think as long as the play action works, it depends if they can stop that play action, but I don't think they're going to be able to. I think Kansas is going to move up and down the field. I like your guys' look on the over too, because I think both teams can score. Give me Kansas +7 -120, but I still endorse even the 5.5 because I think they win this game outright.
Moose?
All right. I mean, yeah, we've talked about this before. Jalen Daniels did have offseason knee surgery, but a byproduct of that was he started putting on some more muscle. He started really getting into, essentially better quarterback shape. And you've seen the balls coming out a lot better. He is making better reads. He's able to stand in the pocket. His pocket awareness is a little bit better. And he looks more mobile as a runner. But the 3 things that really kind of stand out to me, one is that they got Emmanuel Henderson going last week, and they made that a focus point in their first week week 0 against Fresno State. But they really made it a focus last week against FCS, who gives a shit. And that's one of the things that I'm very pleased to see, because Missouri has a very, very good secondary. I mean, it could be one of the more underrated secondaries in the country. They have several ball hawks back there, and the interceptions should be right there at the end of the year. They did add Jalen Catalon from UNLV, who had 96 tackles and 5 interceptions last year as a full-time starter. Toriano Pride is a top 20 cornerback prospect. And if Kansas didn't get Henderson going in the passing game, I would probably not be on Kansas here, because the advantage that I think Kansas has on the O-line versus the D-line of Missouri, which has some questions. Yes, there are some legit players on the Missouri line, but there are also some questions on that D-line. And I think at the end of the day, the improved Kansas O-line is going to be able to move the ball enough. You got Hishaw at running back, who's one of the better running backs in the conference, and could be a guy at the end of the year that you are looking at, maybe as a Doak Walker guy, maybe. Probably a stretch, but still, this is more of an indicator of what Kansas is able to do on offense. Their defense is graded very well. They have not been tested yet. Is Bo Pribula, whatever you say his name, is he going to be all of a sudden better now? Because he sucked at Penn State. I mean, he was not good. he was cheeks at Penn State. Is he now going to be all of a sudden really good? He looked great against FCS. Now he steps up to some real competition. Are we going to see like an actual quarterback? Or are we going to see Bo that we saw from Penn State? I'm going to bet on Kansas.
I think it's Prisbilla, right?
It's like just a bunch of vowels, so I just kind of throw it all into some mouth garbage that comes out, which is kind of how he throws the football. So it all works. And I really think Kansas is the side here. I really love the line movement on it. I was right there with wine time. We both took the +7 at the same time, sprinkled the money line. So give me Kansas. I would lean under here because I think the defenses might kind of both show up. But at the end of the day, I think Kansas is probably going to score a little bit easier than Missouri does.
You got anything on this one, Guns?
I did a personal play on Kansas. I took them at 6. I'm going to be high on Kansas all season long. I said this team, their record was a little bit misleading, only winning 5 games last season, but they started 1-5 on the year, but they lost a lot of those games by a possession, a mistake here and there. The outcome could have been a lot different. This team could have actually been an 8 to 10 win team if it wasn't from an outlier out there. I mean, what did they do? They got into conference play and they finished the job. Leipold did a great job with Daniels. They had Neal in the backfield, and they actually were upsetting ranked opponents in conference last season. Mind you, they had a terrible non-conference start. That was kind of what was the detriment of that season. But this is a team you need to buy. This team, I said, take their over on their wins. I did give that out as a VIP early in the year. I said this team is a lot better than their record was last season. And they get a veteran quarterback in there that's been there for 10 years. He has 2 kids, wonderful kids. I think they're going to get recruited by Kansas. I just believe that this is a Kansas spot. Probably a rivalry that should happen a little bit more often. I mean, you forget that Missouri and Kansas are pretty dead ass close to each other.
Oh, yeah.
You ever drove through Kansas? Tell me you didn't want to pull yourself on the side of the road and put a gun in your mouth because there's nothing but just flat land and water towers as you drive through there for 8 hours through Kansas. It's awful.
It's awful.
So I don't recommend that to anybody, but I think this is a Kansas spot.
Man, I'm going to put one more game that I'm pretty interested in that I think maybe y'all have action in. But then after that, I'll ask y'all to go to the best bets that y'all wanted to give the people that we have not gone to because we're right at about that hour mark. And it's like, man, fuck, this goes so fast. I love talking college football. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of things we do sometimes sometimes the live shows and I'll be like, oh, shit, man, we've been on here for a while. But with this, it's like I look up and we're an hour in. It's like wild how fast the college football talk goes. So this is one last game that I really kind of wanted to look at here. And we will recap our best bets for you guys. Don't worry. At the end of the show, the last thing we do before we end it is recap our best bets. We also have our guy Gorki going to bring you guys some best bets. And I'd like to touch on y'all's best bets as well. So keep dropping them in the chat. We got up to 230 people live with us just on YouTube alone right now, almost 500 between YouTube and X. So shout out to all y'all supporting us. If you are on X, go over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button on Pub Sports Radio. Hop in the chat. Let us know what you're betting. We like to see you guys' action as well. South Florida taking on Florida. If you tune in on Medicate Mondays, you would know my guy Dutch Boy Fresh is very high on South Florida. He had me very high on South Florida. For those who don't know, my pops is other side, huge into college football. I mean, he is as big of a college football fanatic as you'll ever meet. Every single week, he texts me the bets that, he likes. His friends all get his bets from him. He's one of probably the most positive college football cappers that I know. First thing he sends me is UCF. Okay, so Dutch is on UCF. My pops is on UCF. And I'm hearing him talking about it, and I hear it, and I get it, and I'm feeling the same way about it. And then I get this news yesterday that UCF's quarterback will not be playing the first half of this football game. The kid
is that actually true? I'm pretty sure that was I think that was a joke, wasn't that?
Please tell me that was a joke.
It wasn't.
No, it was Bleacher Report that reported it.
Oh, I saw the On3. It was the fake account not the actual.
So let's get some true information here.
There's no way that they would bench this guy for if he's benched.
Dude, he would have had to murder somebody, right?
No, there's no way. There's no way that's
because
true.
I'm telling you guys right now, I failed a drug test and played the next week. They don't give a fuck unless they have to.
Let me just double check this Byron Brown suspension. There's no way, guys, that if they do this,
I'm seeing nothing on that.
There's nothing, guys. There's no Moose.
Oh shit! All right, yeah, my bad. All right, that's on me. All right, yep, I got duped.
Guys,
I got duped.
Careful.
All right, my bad.
It's the fake account on On3. It's a phony account that someone made up that they give you false information. They said that
that's
Nico,
fucking bullshit.
they said that Nico like lost the starting job like the day before the UCLA game. And
I could
everyone
have figured that one out. But
Yeah,
like this
I
one's like,
know.
oh, all right, yeah, it's South Florida.
When I saw this
Probably
news though, I was like,
Florida.
and I was reading the comments. They're like fake, and I was like, okay, it makes sense, guys. I'm gonna be quick here. I'm gonna go join Boston the Sauce, and if you guys are still live, they only go live for like 20 minutes. I'm just gonna give my contest breakdowns. This is a difficult game because when you look at it, I mean, USF, they had the game of their lives last week against Boise. That was ranked going to that game. Boise is not a ranked team. This team is going to probably win 8 games this year. I'm going to say in the Mountain West. I don't think this team's very highly up. And you got Florida. This team is full of talent. J. Michael Sturdivant, this wide receiver over there, came over from UCLA. This guy's going to probably go in the first or second round as a wide receiver. This guy's got every tool in the shed to be a really good receiver. I think the whole receiving core is going to shred this USC, the South Florida defense that Maddox really couldn't do because he didn't have playmakers around him in the last week. Bynum Brown's a gamer. I love watching him play. I was on South Florida last week. We cashed. I was on the money line. I was on them plus the points. It was easy money. This seems like too easy money. Plus 18.5 now. Why? This should be like 11 or 12 if you ask me by what USF did last week. Florida, this team is very talented. I mean, DJ is very talented. I mean, there's a reason why he was a 5-star guy. I like everything Florida's doing. I think Florida smashes these guys. I'll be back, guys. You guys will probably be live here. I'm just going to go join the guys for probably 20 minutes or so. Good luck to you guys on your action, guys. Love you guys.
Hell yeah, one time. That is wild. That's not even funny. Like, I get it. Like NBA Central, like you got Central, like they post funny shit. Like their shit's funny. Like that's not even funny. Like why would I got that text and I was in the middle of giving a pitching lesson when I got that text. So I fucking texted my pot and I told people. So I need to be better myself and not just bite the bullet as soon as somebody throws it out.
Well, you know, when you're busy, you don't have the time to do all the research.
No, I was in the exactly, and I had people texting me telling me that he wasn't playing. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, Byron Brown is playing. Yeah, he's definitely playing. It was just some spoof account that unfortunately it looked way too real. And given it's Florida, I'd buy almost anything.
I just asked Grok. I just asked Grok on X. It goes, is Byron Brown playing? And they said the post account notes it might be a parody. It's like no official word from USF that says that he's not playing. And the Mark Long report was fake. So yeah, he's playing. Don't worry about it.
There we go. So our guy Chosen One says under here. AM says Florida rolls. Chris Warren says UCF plus 17. Shout out Nasty Nate in the chat, man. Good to see you as well, Nate. Well, there we go. Then I kind of lean Florida here as long as the QB's playing. But, Lagway and this Florida offense, like Winetime was saying, they're firing on all cylinders here. This is, getting back to Florida football the way they want it to look. Did you bet this one, Guns, or no?
I lean Florida. I didn't bet this one. I thought it's funny because you have USF that came off that big win versus Boise, playing at home. But you think about the conditions of this game. Week 1, Boise never plays well. 2, Boise's just not used to that Florida environment with the humidity and just the conditions of the game. You don't have that here with Florida. Florida. You're playing in the swamp. You're playing in the mush. And I think USF is probably going to get thumped in this game. And the reason why is when you have a team that beat essentially a preseason ranked opponent, highs of highs from this USF team. A lot of fluke plays got him that victory as well. If you know about the fake punt, getting a touchdown on that one. But this Florida team, from a roster standpoint, I was very high on. However, from a season standpoint and their win total, I just think they have one of, if not the worst schedule in college football as far as who they have to play. I think next week they have to play LSU, so there might be a look ahead there. But here's the problem. You have a USF team that is coming off the highs of highs, beating Boise State. Kumbaya type of scenario. You usually want to fade those teams. And on the other side with Florida's got a big game next week. They want to get at LSU. So that's why I passed in this game. It does indicate a Florida route, but I don't know. It could go either way.
That whole fake news had my brain so fucked up on this game, man. That's so wild coming into here. I might actually have had a bet on it too otherwise, but I don't. So, and I'm going to have to think just a little bit after. Guys, I want to hear Moose and Guns' best bets that they haven't got to. Our guy Kong already hit on this Ole Miss game. Look, the numbers come down And I think that could tell you guys something. But I do agree with calling on the Ole Miss first half here. I like Ole Miss if you can get them in the first half under a touchdown. I don't want to say like just because of like the revenge angle here. I think Kentucky is going to really have trouble scoring points here in this game. I think they're going to have trouble getting it in the end zone. And I think Ole Miss early I think it goes under. I think this game goes under, and I think Ole Miss probably covers. But full game, I don't want to do it. I'm going to take that first half. I really think they cover first half, and I think the game just kind of goes slow as it draws on. So I like the under, and I got Ole Miss first half. Did you guys have anything in this one before we start going to the best bets?
I leaned over in this one. I just thought that total was high for a Kentucky game. Calzada, the quarterback now. Maybe the offense is going to be a little bit more productive than they have been in the past. But I didn't have a bet on this game. For sure.
Calzada was ass when he was at A&M.
He didn't look very good.
Yeah, but he went to incarnate word, which is purgatory for a lot of quarterbacks, and he fixed himself. Now he's up in the back in the ranks in the SEC. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he still did not look good last week against Toledo. I mean, he did.
Yeah, I'm not. It's hard to back a quarterback like that. I mean, when I think of Calzada, he played one good game, and it was against Bama when they upset him. That was
wild,
right?
There is one big note on this game. McKees Humphrey Grace. He is probable and very likely to play. When he got injured against Toledo, that defense completely changed. It was in completely different defense. That defense was dominating Toledo up until Grace went down. And as soon as Grace went down, and there were a couple other injuries along with it,
Toledo
but the
had
main
more
one
yards
was Grace.
than Kentucky, no?
Huh?
Toledo had more yards than Kentucky, no?
But not only into the fourth quarter. They scored all of their points in the fourth quarter. Like, they only scored once Grace left the game. Once Grace left the game, that's when the offense started moving, and he is probable to play here. I literally saw the line move based off of his injury report. He was the guy that was moving the line. When the report came out that he might be injured, he is day-to-day, week-to-week, that he might be missing the game, that line ballooned up to 10 and a half. As soon as it came out that he is probable, that line went down to 9. So he was the reason why the line movement, and it's for a reason because he is a significant part of that defensive line, and he is probable today with an ankle injury. But I mean, foot injuries on the line, whether it's offensive or defensive, that is a area of concern. So I actually really like the under here. Although the under was a great look with Grace in the lineup and completely healthy, but as a questionable probable, I stayed off of it. But I could only look at an under here. Without Grace, I would only want to be on Ole Miss.
So get that information if you're wanting to go with our guy Moose. Shout out to our guy Steve Miller right here. Says, good luck, fellas. Blessing all action. Man, I love that, man. Coming in, blessing the action. It just gets the good vibes going, man. Let's win some.
Oh, yeah, Steve Miller. You know, he's a joker. He's a smoker. He's a midnight toker.
Yeah, I was
get it?
Fuck, I don't have more with you. Yeah, I got it. Good joke on the Steve Miller band. That's Dutch's favorite band. He listens to that every morning. He still listens to them.
They call him Space.
I'm going to be on that first half here. So I'm on Ole Miss first half, under a touchdown. But once again, Steve Miller, thank you for the dono. Thanks to all the members in the chat, man. We love you guys. Still up over 200 people on YouTube, close to 500 between X and YouTube. Y'all are the best, man. We love capping college football Saturdays with y'all. Let's get to some of these games we haven't got to yet. I've still got graphics for a lot of games back here, guys, but I don't know exactly which ones y'all's best bets are on. Oh, we do need to hit this one. We can't not hit this one. I'm sorry. We got to hit this one. Then we'll hit those best bets. Baylor taking on SMU. And how many fucking games this week? This week seems like a minefield. First off, I don't really like the games this week because you guys know I'm a big game bettor. It's what I like. And this week's big games are so fishy. Illinois is only a 2.5-point favorite against Duke. SMU is only 2.5-point favorite against Baylor, right? I think there's some bias coming off of that first week. Everybody, I feel like, watched Baylor at Auburn because it was on a day when other college football wasn't other really big games on, right? So we all saw Baylor, their defense kind of suck. So why the hell is this SMU's offense, who is supposed to be extremely high-powered, only a 2.5-point favorite over a defense that we all just watched suck? That to me, this game I haven't even thought about betting because this game feels all sorts of wrong. You see the total at 64.5. I mean, that's a fucking astronomical number week 2. What makes sense of this for me, Moose?
I really can't, other than to tell you that the line is not overreacting to week one. It is going off of what we expected from both of these teams going into the year. They are treating week one as an aberration, that it's, just an outlier. But you look at Baylor, Aranda. I mean, I was talking with Wine Time this week, and is Aranda a good coach? I thought he was. I thought he was kind of a good coach, but you look at his numbers. God, dude, he is so inconsistent. 2-7 and 20, 12-2 and 21, 6-7 and 22, 3-9 and 23, 8-5 and 24. Against top 25 teams, he is 5-12. But all this stuff leads to a 2.5 against SMU, who has been very good at home and has competed well against top 25 teams. I mean, 3-4, but they were 2-1 last year. So why is it 2.5? I think it's 2.5 because of what we expected from Baylor going into the game last week. We saw so many cappers. I know that Baylor was a popular pick on people that I was talking to and follow on X.
Same.
But now there's an overreaction to thinking that it's a potentially a 6.5 type of line. The index does like Baylor, and it does suggest that Baylor should be a competitive team here, and that it could be a close last possession type of game. I'm not sure what Baylor is on defense. I'll be honest. They played so poorly on defense that I don't know what to expect. The rush defense graded as a 56.6 and allowed 307 yards. A lot of it was Jackson Arnold, but guess who else can run? Kevin Jennings can run the ball. So they are going against another mobile quarterback. The pass rush was graded as a 57.8. The secondary actually kind of played decent, but they didn't face the pass at all. Now they're going to be facing another team that doesn't really face the pass much at all, and yet the line is 2.5. The only way I can look at this would be Baylor. I mean, that's the only way I could bet this game, but I am not going to touch it. I got to see Baylor make the correction. I don't want to bet on the correction. I'd rather see the correction.
Yeah. Look, I don't think this should be like a 6.5 for SMU. It should be a 3.5 or a 4.5. And those are completely different fucking numbers than a 2.5. The 2.5 is a wild number. It's my least favorite. And if I'm taking a favorite, it's the last number that I want to bet. Guns, did you have a bet on this one or thoughts here?
Yeah, let me clean this up for you guys because you missed some shit. All right. So look at this. Go back to the Baylor and Auburn game, because actually Baylor played an actual opponent last week. SMU did. Baylor actually won the yardage battle in that game. He had plus 68 net yards. The reason why they got beat is because of the Jackson Arnold legs. He had 137 rushing yards in that one. It wasn't like you look at the running yards and the yards per carry. That was more predicated on the fact that Jackson Arnold was just running like Sandlot around and actually found holes and actually ran. But you talked about Kevin Jennings, and I know, Moose, what you said is like they're a scrambler. If he's a scrambler, why did he only have 354 rushing yards last season? This guy should have 900 if he's going to be running. He's a guy that does not choose to run. He wants to look down the field. He wants to hand the ball off. He doesn't want to take those risks as a quarterback. That he is mobile, I'll give him that, but he doesn't choose to run. And mind you, he had a crutch last season with Brashard Smith as the running back, 1,000-yard rusher last season. He doesn't have that guy anymore, so he's a little bit more one-dimensional in the passing game. And then you got to look at the defense for SMU. They went against East Texas A&M. East Texas A&M put up 244 passing yards against them. Who the hell is East Texas A&M? And you have a Baylor team.
Bro, I'm in Texas, and I didn't fucking know we had an East Texas A&M.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not kidding.
You have a Baylor team that put up a shitload of passing yards.
Hold on, I'm in East Texas, and I didn't know we had an East Texas A&M.
It's probably like you look across the street and you'll see the goddamn campus.
Yeah.
That's probably how close it is to you. It's like so when you look at like Auburn's defense, who was great last season, I don't think they gave up more than 20 points per game, and Baylor put up 400 plus passing yards against them last week. So I think this Baylor offense is going to be thumping against what I consider an anemic SMU Mustang pass defense. And then Baylor is a little bit misleading on how they can stop the run, because all they had was Jackson Arnold just wiggling around making plays. I don't think Kevin Jennings can do. So I think this is a Baylor spot all day long. This is why it's short. I think we need to buy the stock on Baylor. I'm high on Baylor overall for the season. I think they're going to be one of the top teams in the Big 12. And I think there's going to be slight drop off there for SMU in the ACC. So give me Baylor all day long.
You know, I would be on Baylor if I didn't fucking bet them against Auburn. So you're probably in a better situation mentally because of that. Like, you know, and you got to try and not have that recency bias. But I saw in the chat, somebody said, is it going to be 50-50 in the stands? I mean, it should be. You know, this is a hour and a half drive.
They're close to each other, right? Fairly close.
Yeah, hour and a half. It's nothing. It's an hour and a half drive straight down a highway. But SMU, you know, it's not a big stadium. I wouldn't look at this as like your typical give the home team 3 points type thing as either. So that's another thing to take into consideration here. Like I do like Baylor as well. Didn't bet this one, but I digress through it, man. Big Mastro. I see our guy Moose, who's up here with us. Kongs, who came up earlier. Zoe, Ron Lofton. There's my dude, Ron. Shout out to Ron. He said, any thoughts on Arizona State, Mississippi State? Yes, we will get to that one for you as well, Ron. Shout out to Zoe, dropping a Pub Sports Radio membership, man. You guys have made this morning a blast. Thank you to everyone that is a member and has supported the channel any way you can. We thank you. Spoon showing up too. Let's get to a few more best bets, and then let's wrap this thing up. Moose, I'll let you go first. What's one, and I may or may not have a graphic for it, but what's one you wanted to hit on that we didn't get to hit on yet?
Boston College, Michigan State.
I have a graphic for that one.
You should, because I told you to have it. So,
but did I say Guns or Moose?
You said Moose.
Did I really?
That's why I spoke.
Did I say Moose?
You said Moose. You said Moose.
No way, bro. In my brain, I was literally going to say Guns. That is wild.
I mean, I get it. I mean, just look at the similarities here.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not, Moose.
I'm just saying.
All right, let me find the graphic for you. Go ahead. There we go. Boston College right here. 3.5-point underdog traveling to Michigan State. We've got a total sitting here at 45.5. I definitely don't have a play on this, Moose, so I want to hear the bet, and I'm ready to hear the breakdown.
All right. Michigan State is supposedly going to have one of the best receiving corps in college football. In the Phil Steele book, they are ranked as one of the best receiving corps. In fact, they are ranked, if I pull this up here real quick, they are ranked as the 15th best receiver group in the country. And they faced a Western Michigan secondary that it's not really all that impressive. I mean, yeah, they have some defenders, but they're not all that great. And they proceeded to grade pretty poorly. They graded about a 69.4 in the PFF. And Kelly, who is their main guy, Omari Kelly, only had 75 yards on 7 catches. You had other guys that only got 32 yards on their catches. Marsh had 5 catches, 32 yards. No other receiver had more than 2 catches or 28 yards. The issue that I have is going to be with their O-line. The O-line last year for Michigan State really struggled. I mean, they did a very poor job. They only averaged about 3.5 yards per carry, and they allowed way too much pressure. So O-line coach Jim Michalkasik, he is a legendary O-line coach, even though I don't really know how to say his last name. He is in there to do a very good job with that O-line. And the first week, they did well, but it was still kind of like, that's a weak Western Michigan front seven that you were kind of not exactly overly impressive against. They only graded a 70 on PFF. They did run for 181 yards, but it was a lot of the running backs making moves, missing tackles. And the Boston College defensive line brings back basically all of their top production. And they do bring back just one of their linebackers, but it's their best linebacker, Davion Crouch, who led the team in tackles last year. And he also had 4.5 tackles for loss. So he is in the backfield quite a bit. There is solid talent. There's decent depth on the front seven. But the question is going to be, how does the Boston College secondary hold up against a Michigan State receiving corps that is ranked 15th preseason? And all 4 starters from Boston College secondary return. They didn't play overly well last year, but with a group that is all returning, there is going to be a big improvement. They are projected to only allow 224 yards passing a game. And against week 1 FCS, who gives a shit, they only gave up 152 yards, and they were able to pick up an INT. So they have performed in very short time. I look for them to continue to perform And I don't think Aiden Chiles is that impressive as a thrower. There are going to be questions about him getting the ball to his receivers. I wrote that in my Moose Dive. And if I'm getting 4.5 points on Boston College in a game that I expect to be close, because I don't really see too many points in this game, I'm going to take Boston College. I am also looking at the under. I have not officially moved on it, but in a game where I see an under and I'm getting 4.5 points over a field goal with a team that I think is the better team, I will take the Bill O'Brien Boston College over Michigan State, who is 0-6 ATS as a home favorite. So give me Boston College.
Man, I got to use the FCS who gives a shit. I think it's a little classier than the Dicklick State University that I usually go with. So I might have to switch to the FCS who gives a shit instead of Dicklick State. But Guns, did you bet this one?
I mean, it was a good breakdown from Moose. I would say that Michigan has a revenge angle. They did lose as a dog last season. Coming back, line flip to the other side. Kind of line correlation on the Michigan State side.
Yeah.
I need to see a little bit more of that offense, though. I think the defense is kind of in good shape. Jonathan Smith's doing a good job kind of building that team up. But he's only in year 2, so very tough. And the BC side, I'm not really sure how they're going to perform overall in the season. So, very tough game. I guess trust in Moose.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I do not like that it crossed the 3 and got to the 4.5, but it did come back to the 3.5. So it went to 4.5 and it's crossed the 4 and it came back to 3.5. I don't love that. I get the revenge angle, but there's some bigger games.
I think Michigan State looked good, but the problem is that if you bet Michigan State in week 1, you're probably not going to bet them in week 2 after what happened to them last week on that pick 6. I was like, they cut covering all the way, and all of a sudden they just give it up on a bad beat. I mean, sometimes you have revisionist history, and you don't bet teams the next week after you get
a recency bias. I try so hard to acknowledge it, Guns, because like with the Baylor, because it'll fuck you up, man. You really can't. You got to take everything with a grain of salt, honestly. But
you have to have amnesia from week to week on something, right?
Yeah. Just like when you're like, it's same as pitching for me. I look at it as pitching. Hey, Guns, I want to know what a best bet you want to go to is. We don't have to hit on this.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the graphic for it or not, but I want to talk about Houston versus Rice at Rice Stadium in Houston, Texas. Mind you, these teams are 5 miles from one another, so they know each other well. They probably cross each other's paths. They probably give each other high five at the Starbucks and everything like that. But this Rice team has changed drastically as far as their offensive formation is concerned. They become a service academy team. They've become the triple option. What does the triple option mean? That means it's a clock killer. They ran the ball 55 times last week for 3.7 yards per carry and passed the ball only 9 times. You need passing teams when you're looking at totals, but you're going to have a clock killing Rice team. And Rice team, for that matter, was always slow paced. So they're going to get even slower with this triple option that they've utilized in the offense. And then you got a Houston team that has already played Rice. They've actually played each other since 2021 consistently year after year. Last year, Houston won the game 33-7 as a 4.5 point home favorite. Now you're seeing them as a double-digit favorite here. Probably leans towards the Houston side, to be honest with you, on the side, but I'm looking at the total. The total last year was 44.5. Now you're seeing it drop down to 38.5. I got it at 39.5 earlier in the week, and I think that is sufficient enough. But I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair in Rice Stadium, Houston, Texas, and I think we're going to be looking at a low-scoring affair. So give me the under Houston Rice. 9.5.
I brought up my Pops, Guns. That was the under and Houston, the other ones that he sent me in that game.
That is such a line correlation thing, and it's predicated on the fact that Rice changed their offense, became triple option.
That makes sense. So Houston, he's high. My Pops is high on Houston this year. They're
good. Willie Fritz is good. I mean, that team is a play-on team this year, and I think that when we get into conference play, I'm going to be smashing a lot of Houston spots because I think they're going to be undervalued in the market. Willie Fritz, year 2, year 3 is kind of his sweet spot, and you'll see the progression of his teams kind of go up. That's been his history. He's a winner.
Hell yeah. Hey, Swig, our guy, shout out to Swig Bets right there, man. He said UFC stream popping off in 30 minutes. The UFC competition at Pub Sports Radio. Right there, guys. Go to pubsportsradio.com. It's free to enter the UFC competition. All you got to do is click it, and then you pick through your fighters who you think is going to win, how they're going to win, and you have a chance to win $100. I don't know anything about UFC. I don't bet it. I only tune into our guys at Pub Sports Radio. and I like to always say this, I got 6th place and there was like 150 people in it. And I literally just guessed and clicked through it. If I would have clicked over on one or the other, I could have got that $100. So like, even if you don't do UFC, you should go sign up for the competition. Because who knows, maybe you'll get lucky and win $100. Pubsportsradio.com. Go sign up. It's free. And while you're there, join the Cappers contest for the NFL this year and the Survivors pool. But let's keep this rolling here. I was looking through the graphics and I'm like, shit, we've missed
Michigan, Oklahoma.
Fast, guys. Like,
hey, Dab, I got to go. I got another show to run too. But
Yep.
I wanted to shout out everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining today. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Support these guys. Great show. We'll be here every Saturday. We'll give you the plays that pay the bills, and we'll keep cashing tickets. Go follow me on @Wylose_guns on Instagram. Follow me on Guns Picks on Twitter if you don't do so already, and go check me out. Sports Grid 1213 with Gabe Morency. Join us for that. But I got to get something to eat. I got to get rolling, and I got to get primed up for college football. Let's cash some tickets. Let's dominate the board. And as always, let's keep dancing. Bang!
Shout out to our guy Guns, man. I'm so glad that he's getting to rock with us even longer this year. And I try and make it an hour and a half, guys, because at this point right here, everybody kind of wants to get comfortable because the games are 30 minutes away from starting. They want to get their bets on. So, Moose, I want you to get over some of your best bets that you have.
Are we not going to talk Michigan, Oklahoma?
That's what was literally putting up next. Literally the next graphic, and that's where I was going before Gun City had to go. Let me find that Michigan, Oklahoma graphic. Watch me not have it. How funny would that be?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I don't see it. Go ahead and start if you want while I keep looking for it.
All right, well, I know I'm going to be on the island here, but my index and my cap and kind of seeing line movement, I am on Michigan here. I know that Oklahoma is going to be a popular pick. I know that I'm pretty sure Guns is Oklahoma. We've already heard from Kong's Oklahoma. We've heard a bunch of people on the Oklahoma. I love the stat the Kong stat that he brought up about Venables' defense when he's coaching a defense against a freshman quarterback. Dude, that is choice stat. I have another stat here for it, and I put it in the chat. But Oklahoma at home against the top 25 team is 2-5 to the under. But you can put an asterisk on one of those because one of those was the Red River Shootout, which was not technically at home against Texas. So really, it is a 1-5 under against top 25 teams. And at home against top 25 teams, Venables hasn't been great. They've been traditionally very close, very low-scoring games. So if you're giving me more than 4 points in a low-scoring game, I'm going to take it. The index has it as pretty much a field goal game. The cap that I put on it had it pretty much as a field goal game. And the questions I have about what is the Michigan offense kind of got answered a little bit last week. I think we're going to see a very dynamic run game, and eventually Underwood is going to start integrating a little bit more of the passing game. I don't think it's going to happen here. I don't think we're going to all of a sudden see Michigan start to air it out. But the offensive line for Michigan looked pretty damn good. They graded as an 80.4 in the pass blocking, and they got 201 yards against New Mexico. They should have been better run blocking, but they started putting in their backups, and so the grade went down. But at one point, they were just dominating Mexico. But that's like, saying I dominated my little cousin in basketball. It's like, of course you did. The running backs, though, is kind of where I was looking at and saying this could be special because Jamal Haynes comes over from Alabama and 16 rushes, 159 yards, 3 touchdowns. Forget what Bryce Underwood did as a passer, going 251 yards as a passer. And they didn't really design any runs for Underwood. Underwood had no designed runs. He scrambled a couple of times, but they did not design runs for him, which either they're going to use him more as a pocket passer or they are saving those plays for Oklahoma. These are two top-tier defenses. The offenses are a little suspect on both sides of the ball. So if you have top-tier defenses, some suspect offenses on the other side of the ball, didn't we have this exact same situation last week with Ohio State and Texas? Didn't we have the exact same situation? Top-tier defenses, some kind of questionable offenses with some young quarterbacks. And what happened with that game? It flew under the total. So I'm going to take the points here on Michigan, and I'm going to also be taking the under, a little sprinkle on a same-game parlay with Michigan and the under.
I like Michigan too, and I like the under. We're actually in agreement here. I really mostly like the under here. I think that both of these offenses will struggle today. I do. I think this is a very slow, slug it out type of game. And I think we see both of these teams trend a little bit more towards who we saw last year, right? As Oklahoma struggled bad that first SEC year. And we all know what Michigan did coming off the championship last year. They basically went out there and laid an egg. But you got your hometown guy at quarterback. I expect him to improve this team. I expect Michigan to be much improved this year. But this game right here in Norman, Oklahoma, I think is going to be very tough for their offense and very tough for Oklahoma's offense. I think it's a slow game. I think it goes under. We got another person who's got a bet on it, though, backstage, Moose, and I want you to be able to give out all your best bets, but we got to get this guy's best bets really quick. How many best bets have you missed that you wanted to give out, Moose?
I think I only have one left, and that's Western Kentucky, Toledo.
Well, let's do that one, and then I'll bring this guy up. I didn't realize you only had one left. Maybe we have been making good time. Western Kentucky, Toledo, I'm going to have to make a banner, so go ahead and take it away.
I mean, I'll be really quick. This is a Western Kentucky team that did lose their main quarterback from last year, and the defense has actually kind of gotten better. And we also saw Toledo last week against Kentucky play very, very well on defense. But you're looking at McEvoy, who came over from the FCS, from the Abilene Christian, and we talked about this program last week about they brought in the OC, they brought in the quarterback, but they didn't bring anything else. It was just those two guys. And McEvoy looked decent throwing the ball, but he did not throw a great ball. He only graded as a 69.7 when he threw for 305 yards with 5 touchdowns. You do not grade under a 70, except for when you have some really bad passes or you have some runs, passes that were broken from the line of scrimmage. And that's kind of what happened. There were some plays that were near the line of scrimmage that did get broken. Really in the receiving core, it was 14 players that caught a pass, but only one had more than 50 yards. KD Hutchinson was the top receiver with 5 catches, 113 yards. No other receiver had more than 4 catches or 49 yards. The O-line lost 4 starters on Western Kentucky. The defense has gotten a lot better, and they've looked decent. 68.4 grade against Sam Houston, 74.1 against FCS, who gives a shit. FCS, the pass rush has been pretty solid, a 75.1 and an 80.2. The secondary has been solid, a 72.2 and an 86.4. The line movement was also showing me that this is going to be an under. You had a lot of money going towards the over with Toledo and Gleason at quarterback, and then the Abilene Christian. There was money going onto the over, but guess what happened to that number? It went down. I'm sure that you guys are not going to love hearing that I'm on a number that I really wouldn't endorse at this time. I got the 60.5. It is now down to 58.5, I believe. I would take the 58.5, but once it crosses that 58 and starts getting towards the 57, 56, I'm not nearly as excited about it. I would still bet it above 56, but that 60, that number was just jumping off the page at me. So I did throw 2 units on the 60.5. I'd only use 1 unit on the 58.5 currently, so I would modify my unit size a little bit. But give me the under here. Western Kentucky, Toledo, under 60.5.
There you go. I just got a text in the middle of that. Dutch said, yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm like, yeah, well, you made me look like an idiot. You give me fake news in the middle of work, and then I report it to everybody else, you asshole. But anyways, guys, I'm on Ole Miss first half. I already told you guys that one. I'm on the over in the Kansas-Missouri game. I got 50.5. And then I'll post this one, but I think I'm going to have to take Vandy. I honestly do. I think I'm going to have to rock with Vandy. I'll probably take them full game. I think Virginia Tech sucks. I mean, you guys have heard me for 3 weeks talk about how much I do not like this Virginia Tech team. So that's my action there. Moose, I'm going to have you recap your action, and then we're going to get our guy up here to give out his best bets. He's backstage. He's been waiting to rock with us, Gorki. I can't wait to get him up here. Thank you guys in the chat, man. We love you guys so much. Drop y'all's action so that while Moose and Gorki are recapping, I can put it. Ron Lofton, I saw you in there, and then I saw our other guy, Ron, spreadsheet play of the day, show up. Got some great cappers in there. If you guys don't mind, drop y'all's action again so I can highlight it below. Moose, recap, and then let's get our guy Gorki up here.
Yeah, first half under Iowa State. I would not endorse the full game over. I think it actually might go over full game, but under first half, under 20.5. Virginia, I got the +3 for 1.5 units. I got the Virginia money line at +113 for 1 unit. And then I took another dip in the money line pool at +130 for a half unit. So I'm on Virginia pretty big. Kansas +7, -120. And I got the Kansas money line at +205 with a little sprinkle. Western Kentucky at Toledo, under 60.5 for 2 units. Boston College +4.5 and a little money line, 2 units on the Boston College spread. Michigan at Oklahoma under 45 for 1 unit. Michigan +5 for 1 unit with a little money line sprinkle, and then a small 0.15, a little small sprinkle on a same game parlay, Michigan in the under 45.5. But I might also move on to Baylor. Baylor's, I don't know why, but Baylor does sound appealing to me. The more we talked about it, the more I was kind of like, even though SMU's secondary is actually better than what was talked about, kind of might end up on Baylor. I might end up there.
Shout out to our dude, Sweet Lou. He dropped a $5 dono and said, in honor of Dutch Boy Freshest Feminist Movement. That's
nice.
That's a good dono right there. I like that. You got to be there on Medicate Mondays if you want to know what he's talking about. But much love, Sweet Lou. I've enjoyed seeing you since you started rocking with us and capping with us, my dude. Sports scientist Jacob, another good capper right there. He is on Baylor +4. Man, that game, we broke that one down earlier, and I think I was in the same boat. It's Baylor or pass for me on that one.
The +4 is nice too. That +4 is really nice.
Yeah. But without further ado, man, let's get our guy up here. He told me last week it was tough, but I said it was tough for all of us, man. We get over it. We move on. And today he's going to bring us some action, some winners, and we're going to get paid with them. We need to get you an intro, my dude, and we will. But without further ado, let's get him up here. My guy, Gorki.
I got absolutely steamed last night too by the CFL, but I digress.
We move on. We got things to bet today, things to make money on today, Gorki.
This is a game. This is a thing where we can't dwell on the past. You got to look to the future and just move on day after day after day after day.
Exactly. It's like pitching. You got to get over it and go. So where are we going today, Gorki? Which one you want me to put up there first?
Whatever you do, brother, you do it, and you lead me. I just answer questions.
Well, my questions for you are what are your best bets today in college football? And you don't got to give them all at once, but what's your first one? I know we've probably gone over the games already. If you have a graphic, I can put it up.
My best bet, number one best bet in college football today, because I believe in this guy to play the game of his life, is going to be Kansas money line.
Okay. I like that. Let me pull this one back up here. Look, guys, we've already broken down some of these games that he's going to bring up, and if we haven't, we'll do it now. But Kansas, we got a lot of people that are high on Kansas.
We've broken down all the games already on the show. So my apologies, but I'm going to say why I chose these games and my view on them a little bit.
Perfect. What's your thoughts on this one?
Here, I think Kansas has obviously the more dynamic offense, led by a senior quarterback that we've seen be a Heisman level athlete. Notice how I said athlete, not necessarily quarterback, because the guy is an athlete. He's not necessarily great in the pocket, but I give him the advantage here against Missouri and Bo Pribula. If Eli Drinkowitz beats me, good for you, sir. You should beat me. You have supposedly the better team in the better conference. Get out there and prove it.
Okay. I mean,
at plus 175, it's a great spot.
Yeah, and it's like I say with betting baseball, that plus money, you got to hit it 50% if you're always at plus money to make money. So, plus 175, the value is where you're going, and I get it, man. I lean Kansas as well. I took the over here on this one, so I need points. Hopefully Kansas can put up points and we both get there.
Kansas will. I'm not sure about Missouri because, both. But
I think Missouri will put up some points for me. I think they will, but hopefully, I need them to.
All
I
right.
hope y'all cash y'all's Kansas bets, and I hope I get my over. I knew you texted me this one, Gorky. You're on the opposite side of our guy Moose here. Moose was on Michigan. Moose spits some hot fire here, but I'm ready to hear another reason why Oklahoma might be the side.
Here for me, you got Bryce Underwood going into a very hostile environment. Like, there's nothing in Norman, Oklahoma, outside of maybe they follow NBA basketball with the championship, going to Oklahoma City. But in Norman itself, there's nothing outside of this team. So on a Saturday night, to have a freshman quarterback expecting to win this game for you is wild. I'm going to take the upperclassman quarterback here that came from Pullman, Washington, which is basically nowhere because they don't even have an airport. Okay? So, give me the upperclassman at night for the win.
I'm going real quick. I'm grabbing this link one more time, Gorky, and then we'll get the next one up. Yep. Everybody in the chat, I saw Moose putting his thoughts in there. I'm taking one more time to drop this Moose Dive. If you guys have not subscribed to the Moose
By the
Dive,
way, that thing is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, 38 games capped. So even if it was a game we didn't talk about, UAB Navy, that was capped. There was several at UConn, Syracuse, that was capped.
Everything is
Western Michigan, North Texas, that was capped. So if you did not hear it there or hear it here, you go there and it will have all the information that you would have heard me talk about. The only things you don't find are the data points you can find on team rankings, first half, stuff like that. Or if you want to go to Action Network and kind of check line movement, all that stuff works. But really, you're not going to get more data points from a free document than you are from this channel in this chat.
Right there. And he said it, free. It's right there. Click the link. Go check it out, man. If you love college football the way we love college football, I don't know what the fuck you're doing if you haven't looked at it. Gorky, my memory is not the best because I've got so many people that are bringing best here. What was the next one?
Iowa State, Iowa.
There we go. Iowa State, Iowa. Man, I wanted to bet this one too. And I'm going to be honest, there was a lot of Iowa love on this show. I think I'm with you, Gorky. I like Iowa State. I know Guns was on Iowa. I think Wine Time was as well. I liked Iowa State here. My problem with it is I wanted a 3 or a 2.5, which is weird because I don't like betting 2.5s. So maybe I'm just all fucked up in the head and I don't know what to do here. But Iowa State is where I'm looking at.
If you're fucked up, my brother, then we might as well go to the asylum together. Let's fucking go.
Hey, let's do it. I'm good.
Hey, man, it'll be a party in there. Give me the more proven quarterback at this level. I think this Iowa State team, not based on last 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, week 0, right?
Yep.
In Ireland. But I was on them too that day as well. They cashed for me. I'm going right back to them because I believe in this offense. And Kirk Ferentz isn't going to set personal records in a rivalry game. Campbell, I think, is going to do everything he can to not be a footnote in Iowa history. Iowa University history.
Moose, were you on it?
I was on the first half under. If I remember correctly, the home team has generally been the victor in this. I'll look it up real quick. I'll put it in the chat if I find it.
Fuck is wrong with my camera? I don't know what it keeps doing. But you weren't on a side?
No, I was not on side. I actually thought Iowa State, but because the index loves them. What I was talking about earlier, the index with like Phil Steele, Sagarin, that whole index, they love Iowa State.
Rocco Beck. I agree with Gorky when he says trusting the quarterback, man. I trust Rocco Beck.
Listen, for all my caps, for college football especially, but for all my caps, quarterback is where it's at. If you have a guy that's confident in the pocket and can move on top of that when he needs to, like can scramble. I don't need you to be Lamar Jackson. I would actually prefer you to not be, because
Okay, Dutch.
you keep healthy.
Okay, now you sound like Dutch.
Iowa has won 7 of the last 9.
That's a compliment, though. Shout out to my guy Dutch.
I won't go into the Medicaid Monday territory here, but Gorky, did you have another one, or was it just those 3 today on the best?
Virginia, West Virginia. I keep saying Virginia like I'm an idiot. West Virginia and Kentucky. I'll just touch on those.
Old Miss, Kentucky.
West Virginia money line, Kentucky plus 10.5.
Oh, I got you. The 2 games. Okay, I don't have whatever. I won't put I don't have the graphic for that one. But you said you got West Virginia and then you got Kentucky.
Yes, West Virginia, just because Rich Rod is not going to lose to a MAC team. I don't care how good Aaron Rodgers Jr. is. He really is. But this is not the spot to show how great you are, sir. I'm sorry. Mr. Rich Rod is back. West Virginia is going to get on the right track and have a good year.
I like the other side here in the Kentucky Ole Miss one. Tell me, but you got full game on first half, so we can both cash. But you're Kentucky here on this one?
I have Kentucky here. I just needed something to go along with West Virginia, and 10.5 seemed like enough points to where I can feel confident. But having looked at the fact that really they have a first-year starter, with Dart in the NFL now, I kind of trust that maybe Lightning can strike twice, but I feel very confident on the 10.5 points.
There we go, man. And that wraps up. You got 5 best bets from Gorky. Our guy Kong came in. He unloaded a clip. You got the 2-unit parlay. I'll see if I know he's posted it on his X, so make sure you follow him there. Moose gave you all his best bets. We dropped the link for the Moose Drive multiple times. Hopefully you guys click that link. I don't know what you're doing if you haven't. Thank you for all the work you put into that. Guns came through, fired away. You got best bets from Guns. And then, of course, my dude, Wine Time. You see him on Betting with the Bag. You see him on Who Bangin'. But here on Saturdays, we all get together. We bring y'all our best bets. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. Hit the like button, share the video. We got up, right about 600 people live today. That's outstanding. I'd love to see that number get to 1,000 this season if we can. But the only way that's going to happen is with you guys, because it's all about you guys. So thank y'all very much, man. Let's get some fucking money today. Let's get paid. Gorky, Moose, everybody in the chat, we love you guys. Thank you. We will see you next Saturday right here on the Tailgate. Same time.
Let's go, y'all. Let's get paid.
Pub Sports Radio, baby. Let's go.